Hello and welcome to Mom Your Way, the podcast for moms who are ready to stop second-guessing themselves and start showing up with calm, confidence, and self-trust. I'm Lauren LaSalle, mentor, mom, and fellow human in the middle of messy motherhood. Around here, we don't do perfection, we do presence. Each week, you'll hear honest conversations, gentle encouragement, and grounded support to help you tune into your own wisdom, care for yourself without guilt, and mother in a way that actually works for you. Because your way is the right way. So let's take a deep breath and begin. Welcome back to the podcast, or welcome if this is your first time here. This is the first episode that I'm recording since baby boy has been born. So he is sleeping on my lap. If you hear any little baby noises or little funny snoring sounds, I don't know if that's picking this up, but that's him. So glad he's here. And I am going to talk about today some things that I've been dealing with since he has been born, because as you know, you get less sleep when you have a newborn. And I also have a 3-year-old daughter, and sometimes she also has trouble sleeping in the middle of the night. Once in a while, she'll be awake for multiple hours, like last night, and it's really tough. And so I have been noticing how lack of sleep or just getting lack of time to myself or just time to sort of sit and like do nothing and not be overwhelmed for a minute can impact my thoughts and my emotions and how I react to things. So recently I noticed that because we generally don't get good sleep anymore, which is just something that happens. There's nothing we can do about it. This is just how it is. We'll get through it and we'll be okay. But right now, we are not getting good sleep. It's very broken up. And so recently I noticed, I don't even remember exactly what happened, but there was one moment where I noticed a negative thought come up, just a thought that I don't matter. And it was so random. And I don't even remember what the context was that it came up in, but it was very unusual because I don't really have those types of thoughts generally anymore, which is awesome. It's been a lot of work to get to that point. So it was very obvious when it came up that it was there because I'm not used to those thoughts coming up anymore. When I was used to those, they were just normal. But now I really noticed that it was there, and I was thinking, where the heck did this come from? Like, why are you here? I thought I got rid of you. And obviously, these things will just come up. We're human. I'm human. This is just what happens sometimes. But it was interesting because I know that it's due to lack of sleep. And I've noticed this at other points in my life too, where when I am feeling very overwhelmed, when I am feeling just exhausted, drained, this is where those thoughts tend to come up much more often. When I'm feeling great, even good, most of the time, I don't have those thoughts, or they're very, very rare. So this is all to say, I know there are moms listening to this or future moms listening to this. And I just want to say, first of all, don't believe everything that your mind tells you. It's not all true. But mainly don't believe everything that your mind tells you when you are not getting enough sleep, or you are not getting enough time to yourself, or you are not able to fully take care of yourself in the way that you need. And obviously, that's something that we just have to deal with sometimes. Like, I just can't be at my peak energy. I can't be feeling the best that I can be right now because I have a newborn and a 3-year-old, and trying to balance all of those things right now is a really big transition. At the time that I record this, my baby is just over 2 weeks old. So it's still we're still in that transition phase where we're trying to sort of figure out how to attend to everybody, balance everything, schedules, all of that stuff. So my mind is telling me things that I know are not true, and I know I don't actually believe them to be true. It's just when I'm feeling tired and overwhelmed, in the moment, those things just surface. So I think that's just something I wanted to share, to be very aware of in yourself. And if you are sort of in a phase of life that is similar or the same as the one I'm in right now, just notice these things. Notice when those thoughts come up and just say, all right, I see that you're there, and I don't actually believe this, so I'm not going to listen to this. I'm not going to let this affect my day. I'm not going to let this affect me or my mood, and just sort of let it go, let it drift away. Other things that I've noticed due to especially lack of sleep is just feeling more irritable and reactive and snappy, and just a general lack of patience. And unfortunately, I feel like this especially comes out around my daughter, because she is 3. She is at the point in her life where she is pushing boundaries, she is testing limits, and it's very hard. First of all, that's just a difficult thing to deal with no matter what. Like, even if you just have a 3-year-old, sometimes it can be really hard to deal with those things, even though I know it's developmentally appropriate. So I'm glad that she is doing these things. It is difficult as a parent to deal with these things. And so on top of that, not getting enough sleep, not feeling the best that I actually can be feeling, I feel like I am much more reactive and snappy toward her, and I try so hard not to be. It's just really hard. It's really hard. And so being able to, like today, she is with my parents for the whole day. She is spending the night at their house. And I'm glad she got to the point where she's able to do that, where she feels comfortable doing that, and where she wants to do that. And also having my husband be with her for a little while when he gets home from work most days is really helpful for me, because even if I'm just with our baby, like, he sleeps most of the time or he's nursing. He's a newborn, so he's very low key right now just to hang out with. And so finding times when I can turn to other people and they can be around my daughter for a while, and she's having fun too. So it's just good for everybody. That has been really, really helpful for me. Just being able to notice when I'm feeling more reactive and frustrated and snappy, and just taking a deep breath or just getting some space for a minute has also been helpful. But it is really hard. It's really hard. And I think it was the first, like, maybe after our first full day that we had brought the baby home, and my husband and I were just like, this is chaos. Like, this is a lot. It's amazing how adding one tiny little human who really doesn't do anything can just add that much more, like, chaos and upset your routine and how you are used to doing things. And so it's definitely been a transition. It's definitely been a bit of a challenge because he does need me all the time. I'm breastfeeding him exclusively, and so he nurses when he needs to. And sometimes that means my daughter has to wait to do things, and I have to wait to do things for myself. And so it's an adjustment that we're all getting used to. And it's an adjustment for everybody, including my daughter. And I have to remember that. And I always remind myself this is probably more of an adjustment for her than it is for me, because I've had a baby before. She's used to being an only child, and she's really been looking forward to him being born. But at the same time, I know she didn't really know what to expect. And she's been a real champ so far. She is obsessed with him. She loves him. And I also think at times it's difficult for her. She hasn't really expressed that too much verbally, but I feel like those feelings are there sometimes. So I just want to tell you that if you have ever felt reactive or snapped at your kids after a rough night, it's not because you are a bad mom or there's something wrong with you. It's just because you are a human and you are trying to deal with difficult things on a lack of sleep. And this is not permanent. Things will change. I know they will change, which is what sort of keeps me going, because I remember with my daughter, I felt like we were stuck in the baby phase for so long, and I really am not into the baby phase. I like when she became a toddler. That was great. I loved that. I love her being a 3-year-old now. I feel like I'm just going to love it from now on. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see how things go. But I really love the toddler age. And I'm definitely, I definitely didn't get enough sleep because I don't remember where I was going with this. Oh yeah, it's not permanent. What's happening right now is not permanent. It's just my system is very overwhelmed and I don't get enough sleep. And so that's why I'm feeling and responding this way. And just like me, I'm sure you are doing the best you can in the moment. So please be kind to yourself, especially if you're running on no sleep. Please remember to be kind to yourself. So a couple things that you can do, which I sort of mentioned before, just take a couple minutes, just sit with your eyes closed, take a quick shower, step outside if you can, just take a few minutes for yourself, just breathe and ground yourself and just have a couple minutes to yourself. Sometimes that can be really helpful. Ask for help. Let your partner or somebody in your support system step in if you find that you are really struggling, or even if you're not really struggling, just to get a little bit of time to yourself, just some time to settle your nervous system. And reframing things. So if you have thoughts like I'm failing, or I'm a bad mom, or I'm not being the mom that I want to be, just remind yourself that I'm exhausted and I'm doing the best I can. And if you are not able to get to the laundry, the dishes, vacuuming, because you are so tired, just give yourself permission to let things slide. It's okay to not have everything done. And that's something that I've had to work on myself, because it would be impossible for me to keep up with everything and not just feel like a zombie, because I already feel like a zombie sometimes. So I'm not going to put energy into doing things that are going to drain me more. I'm going to spend time replenishing my energy as much as I possibly can. So that is okay. So just to sort of recap, if you notice that you are thinking thoughts that are more negative, especially toward yourself, just remember that there's nothing wrong with you. It's just your body telling you that you need rest, that you need some downtime. Take a nap, even if you don't usually nap. I don't nap, so I'm not taking my own advice. But if you really need to and you can, rest in whatever way works for you. Because by taking care of yourself, by reaching out to your support system when you need them, that is how you can be a better mom, that you can be more of the mom that you want to be, is taking care of yourself first. So know that you are not alone in this. We all have days where we feel like we just can't get through, but we can get through and things get better. And I think a lot of the time we don't even end up remembering the really hard times. Like I know with my daughter, I don't really remember the really hard times when she was a baby, or even like in any part of her life, up until recently, because those just happened. But I don't remember the really hard times. I don't remember the really exhausted times. And so just remind yourself that you'll get through it and things will get better. So take a moment to reflect on how you feel when you're running on empty, and what small shifts can you make that can help you today. So I hope this episode, if you are going through the same thing, if you are planning on having kids, if you have been through this, I hope this was helpful and resonated with you and supported you. And I just want you to know that you are not alone in this. I'm in this too. There are so many of us that have been or are currently in this space. And I want us all to be able to support each other, validate each other, and know that we are not alone. So if you know of a mom who could use this episode, please send it to them. I would also love if you could rate and review the podcast. On Spotify, you just give a rating, and on Apple Podcasts, you can give a rating and write a little bit of a review about what you like about the podcast, how you have found it helpful, anything that would be helpful for other people to read and maybe start listening to it. So now I'm going to go rest because I am so tired, and I hope you get some rest as well if you need it, and I will see you in the next episode. Thank you so much for listening to the Mom Your Way podcast. You can help support the podcast by taking a minute to rate and review it or share a favorite episode with a fellow mama. Visit laurenlasalle.com for free resources, information about my programs, and to join my email list. You can connect with me on Instagram at @IamLaurenLasalle or email me at lauren@laurenlasalle.com. See you next week.